television, radio, newspaper, the internet. It's how most of us get our nutritional science. You've heard these. Science says, eat a high-carb diet, eat a low-carb diet, drink red wine, avoid all alcohol. What's with all this conflicting information making us so unsure about our health choices? Relax. It's not insanity. It's simply science, and science is always correcting itself. I study the science of science communication, how a scientific finding gets from the lab to you, the consumer, and it's through a sort of a communication chain. Here's that chain. A scientist interprets a finding. A press officer interprets that finding into a press release, and a journalist interprets that press release into a story for you. My preliminary findings show that it's these actors, these interpreters of science who each has an agenda, and the agenda has a competing, often conflicting communication goal that can distort a message. Furthermore, I am the first in my field to analyze and interview journalists' individual writing processes. And that's crucial to the problem because it's a critical juncture where a scientific finding is filtered and translated to you. For example, here's a bad translation. Science says pizza cures cancer. But something's missing because back in the lab, X only correlates with Y under certain conditions in specific populations. Where's the population in that headline? What if it were, say, grasshoppers? Clearly, critical context is missing. And here's where that's serious. Nutritional headlines matter. Why? Because nutritional choices matter. Look around the room. 1 out of 2 of us has a chronic disease. 1 out of 4 of us has more than one. And that rate of chronic disease is poised to bankrupt our current healthcare model. Also, nutritional choices can mitigate certain risk factors. So look, my research shows there are no bad guys in this process, only crosshairs of competing agendas. Add to that the multiple interpretations. Add to that a consumer who demands science in sound bites, and that equals for some pretty insane headlines. So when navigating nutritional news, look for the good communicators. They'll state the context, the limitations, the relevance of a study. They'll say the population was grasshoppers. And when that oversimplified scientific headline says, science says, I want you to think, under what condition? Because you will know that the scientific process is not that simple. Thank you.